Hello, welcome to lesson 15 on the design and implementation of soccer league transfer portal using server-side Blazor. I'm Benjamin Fadina. Now, in this lesson, we shall customize and implement user access control for transfer type crud pages. Now, as usual, the first piece of business for me is to ensure that my SQL Server service is running. Okay. Okay. The Conda instance of SQL Server is running. Good. Now, the next thing to do is to start Radzen. So, start Radzen. I open my application, Radzen. After opening my application in Radzen, the next piece of business for me is to run my application in Radzen. So now the application has started. I'm going to log in as Muik. I'm going to type in my password, I click login. And then when I go to transfer types, so I click to add a new transfer type. The transfer type is required. Fine. And I remove this. I say save. Say transfer type is required. Fine. I'm going to stop the application. I'm going to stop it in Radzen. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to right click on edit transfer type. Then I'm going to select duplicate. Then I'll go to copy of edit transfer type. I'll right click and select properties. I'll change the name to confirm delete transfer type. Then I will click save. Now the next piece of business for me is I will delete the text box and the required validator. Then I'll go to the toolbox. I'll drop in a label. I'll change the property of this label to $transfer type dot transfer type name. I'll close the parentheses. I'll change the text of the save button to delete transfer type. I'll change the icon to close. Then I'll go to the outline. I'll select the first row under the form and then I'll duplicate it. I'll delete the column that houses the label for transfer type name here. Then I'll select this label here. I'll delete it. Then I'll go back to the toolbox, look for heading. In the toolbox, drop it. I'll go to properties. I change the size of the heading to H1. I change the text for the heading to transfer type. Then I drag so that transfer type fits on a single line. Then I go to outline. I'll select the row that contains the heading transfer type. I'll duplicate it. Then I'll go to this heading. Then I go to properties. Then I change this text to confirm if you want to delete this transfer type. Then I'll change the heading to H3. Then I'll drag so that that message fits a single line. Excuse me. Drag. Drag. So now it fits a single line. Now the next piece of business for me is to go to pages. I'll look for the transfer type list. This is the transfer types list. I'll select it. I'll select the data grid on it. I'll go to columns. I'll select the last column. After selecting the last column, I'll go to edit template. I'll select the button. After selecting the button, I'll click on events. I'll delete all the event handlers under the click event. I'll add a new event handler. I'll change the type to open dialog. Now the page I'm going to navigate to will be confirm delete transfer type. I'm going to create a new parameter on that page. I'll set the value of the parameter to template property transfer type ID. Then I click OK. I'll change the name of the parameter to transfer type ID. Then I'll click done. I'll click end template editing. At this point, I will run the project in Radzen. So the project has started. I will go back to Radzen. I will stop the project. I'll click on my applications. Then I'll click on show application directory. And in the application directory, I will double click on the Visual Studio solution file for the project. Now, the project is open in Visual Studio 2019. And right now, the confirm delete role.razor.cs page is open. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the two methods in that code behind for confirm delete role. I'll copy them. I'll go back to Solution Explorer. I'll look for confirm delete transfer type.razor. I'll expand it. I'll double click on confirm delete transfer type.razor.cs. I will copy and paste the old stuff that I've copied from confirm delete role.cs, confirm delete role.razor.cs. So now I'll customize. Okay, these transfer types. So change this one to transfer types. Transfer delete error. Error code while deleting transfer type. this attack system admin. I'm going to I'm going to import all necessary namespaces. Yeah, import all necessary namespaces. So here, using this for this namespace. Okay. I'm going to clean this. So what do I do next? Check user status. I will now go to confirm delete transfer type. I'm now going to I'm now going to call the custom method. Check user status. I promote it to the top of the list, then I click done. I go back here. I'm going to open confirm delete transfer type. Trezor, the designer. I'm going to open the load page. Copy this. Come back to inside the check user status stuff. Put it there. I'll come back to the load event. I'll delete this. I don't need it any longer. But there is an issue. I need to create transfer type object. So copy this name. I'll go to load event handler, create a new event handler, set the property to transfer type. New what? I'll go to my model. Here I have transfer type.cs. So new soccer league transfer app.models.com data dot transfer type. Click done. Go back again. I should take care of this. Yes, it does. We've already implemented delete transfer type method. We need to call it from the designer. So what do we do? On this page, go to outline, select my form, select events, go to submit event, delete all stuff that I have here, change action type here to execute C#, await, make delete transfer type. So I click done. So now I'm done with customizing uh, uh, confirm delete transfer type page. Now the next piece of business for me is to customize all the other crud pages for transfer type. Now what I'm going to do is copy this, then I'll go to add transfer type.razor. I'm going to paste. I'm going to import all necessary namespaces here. Now, the next thing to do is go to Radzen, look for add transfer type. In the load event handler, create a new event handler and say await, check user status. Then I'm going to promote it to the top of the pile and click done. Now, having done that, the next piece of business for me is to copy this, take it to edit transfer type.razor.cs. So I'm going to look for edit transfer type.razor.cs. I'm going to paste check user status method. Once again, I import all necessary namespaces. Now, after having done that, the next piece of business is for me to go to edit transfer type. And call the check user status method in the load event. So I'll add a new empty event handler. I've promoted it to the top. I set the action type to execute C#. Then I click done here. I've done for add, I've done for edit, I've done confirm delete. The last page that I'm going to do it for is the transfer types. Right now in the load event, we are not checking user status. So what I will do is, once again, I will copy transfer type. I will copy check user status method. Then I go to transfer types page. Here is transfer types page in Visual Studio. I open the code PIF file. Once again, I paste, sorry. After pasting, what do? I import all necessary namespaces. After importing all necessary namespaces, what do? The next piece of business for me is to call this method in the load event of the transfer types list page. So this is the transfer types list page. Open in Radzen. I go to the load event. Sorry, this is users page. So I go to load event for transfer types. I add a new empty event handler. Set the property to I set the type, sorry, to execute C#, and I say await check user status. Then I click done. I go back to the event handler list. I promote check user status to the top of the pile. Then I click done. Now, having done that, these transfer types. Their weight is supposed to be small. I click done. So now it sees it. Now, before I go, the next piece of business for me is to see confirm delete transfer type. Okay. Access control for confirm delete. Okay, let's run our project in Visual Studio. So now project opens in Visual Studio. I try to log in as Ronaldo. Type in my password. I'm being bounced when I attempt to go to the transfer types page. I log in as Muyik. Type in my password, click login. I go to transfer types page. I'm allowed to get there. Now, suppose I try to add validation kicks in. I try to add a new transfer type called summer transfer. Enters. I double click it. Try to edit it too. Let me see whether the validation for the edit works. It does. So I change this one to winter transfer. Works. How about delete? Confirm if you want to delete this transfer type. So I say delete transfer type. Okay, it works. Now, before we round up this lesson, I'm going to go back to Radzen. Sorry. First of all, I'll stop the application in Visual Studio. Then I'll go back to Radzen. I want to delete a couple of pages. I'm going to delete the add users in row page. We don't need it. I'm going to delete the edit users in row page. I'm also going to delete the users in rows page. We don't need these 3 pages because when we create a new user, we immediately assign a role to that user. That is why we don't need these 3 pages. Then the next piece of business for me, I'll go to my layout. I'll select the main layout. I'll click on panel menu. Then I go to items. I'll select users in row here. I'll delete it from the list of navigation items. Then I'll click done. Now the next piece of business for me is to run the project. So I'm running the project in Radzen. So Radzen has started the application. So I try to log in as Ronaldo. I type in my password. I can't see the user in rows link again. Yeah. Let me stop the application. Let me run it. Application has started again. Application has started again. I log in this time around as Muyik. Oh, I log in, typing in my password. Still, so we have done away with the users in row CRUD pages. We did that because when adding a new user, I can immediately assign a role to that user. And when editing a user, at a glance, I know the role that the user belongs to. So with this, we come to the end of lesson 15. Thank you for watching.